Gmail search is one of the most powerful features in the entire Google Apps suite. You can search a 25 gigabyte inbox in milliseconds. You probably know basic search, like you can enter a word here, such as sales, and any message with the word sales will return. Or you can enter messages within quotation marks to search for a phrase, daily agenda perhaps, and any messages that have that phrase will appear. But as a power user, you should also know the Boolean search operator. So that would be an operator like to with a colon after it. That's a Boolean search operator. So I'm going to demonstrate the most commonly used ones. So we've got to. I can see messages I've sent to Pam. These are messages where Pam was in the to line, or I could enter Pam's email address. Notice as I start to type Pam's email address, it auto-suggests her address here, and now I'm searching messages to Pam. Maybe I want to find messages from Pam, so I would just type from Pam, or I could enter her email address. You can also search the subject of a message, so maybe you want to find messages that have the subject new event, or maybe I want to find messages that have the subject meeting in it. I can combine two Boolean search operators. I'm looking for a subject, meeting, and from Pam. Did you see how quickly my search results were filtered? And it tells me these are the search results here. I'm going to go back into my inbox to clear that search. You might also want to quickly search within a certain label. All you do is type the name of the label. So I want to search within the words label. So I'll press enter and I will see all of the messages that are in the words label. Or I can search for a certain phrase or word within the words label. What is suffrage? So I can find this definition of suffrage here. The right to vote, especially in a political election. I searched in the words label for the word suffrage. So I can type label colon in the name of the label. So the name of the label is selected. Or I could just search for a label that I know is here. Maybe I know I have a photos label. I can select a sub-label like meeting and I can search within that label. So that's the label colon search operator. Maybe you're looking for a message that has an attachment. Just type has attachment and all of my messages that have an attachment will appear. Messages that have a calendar invite attached to them are considered attachments. Maybe you even know the file name you're looking for. In that case, you can type file name and then type the name of the file you're looking for. I know I sent out an agenda document and here are the messages where that agenda document was attached. If you want to use some logic with your searches, you can use the or operator. So if I want to search for messages from Pam or, in capital letters, from Abraham, I'll do it like this. And the search will return messages from Pam or messages from Abraham. And then there is the in search operator. So if I type in colon, I can search in certain areas of my mailbox. If I want to move to my trash, I can select in trash, or I could select in inbox and just search my inbox. I can also use this for finding unread messages. So maybe I want to find messages that are unread. I'll type is unread, and maybe I want that to be in the words label. So unread messages in the words label. You can also select is read. If you're having trouble remembering all of these Boolean search operators, don't worry. There's an article in the Gmail Help Center, mail.google.com/support, called Using Advanced Search, and that has all these Boolean operators here as well as examples. I can also search messages within a certain time period. So I can search for messages after maybe April 15th, 2011 and before April 30th. So here we go. I'm searching for messages between the 15th of April and the 30th of April. So that's how I search within a date range. One other thing I want to point out about these Boolean searches is that when you do an advanced search by going to show search options, so if I do an advanced search here from Pam to me, and then I click search mail, in the search results, you actually see that the search you did here is turned into a Boolean search. So from Pam to me. So that teaches you more about Boolean searches. It's a really fast way to quickly locate the message you're looking for. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do some more advanced searches by using the Show Search Options window. And we get there by selecting Show Search Options. It's this link right here to the right of Search the Web. I don't know why it's so small because this is a really important screen. So here we can perform more advanced searches without having to memorize the Boolean search operators. So I can do a quick search from Pam, for example. And here are the results from Pam. I can also do a combination of a from and a to and a subject. So maybe I want to find messages from Google Calendar that has the word agenda, and perhaps I received it within 2 weeks of today. So let's do that search. This is a really refined search. I'm looking for messages from Google Calendar that has the word agenda and that I received within 2 weeks of today. I can widen that search by searching 1 month of today, or I can narrow in on that search within 3 days of today. Notice what returns here is what the Boolean search would look like if I were to type this directly into the search bar. So this is the search that I did. There are a few hidden things in this Show Search option, so I just want to make sure you are aware of those. I'm going to go back to the inbox, and then I'm going to return to Show Search Options. And what I want to show you is how you can search within a certain section of your mailbox. So when you do a search, by default, you're searching all mail, which includes all of your archived messages and the messages in your inbox. But you can limit your search to just your inbox, or just starred messages, or just sent messages, just drafts, chats, buzz, spam, or trash. You can also search mail, spam, and trash, and that's a good idea if you're missing a message and you think it may have gone into the spam or trash. You can further refine this by putting in a word here. Additionally, you can just search read mail or unread mail. You can also search within a single label. So here are all of my labels. I can search within a top level label or a sub label here. I also want to point out the Has Attachment button here so I can find messages that have attachments. So maybe I want to find messages from Pam that have an attachment. So don't forget about this little checkbox here. I can go to click Hide Search Options to get back to my inbox and my search results. If there's a search you do quite a bit, you may want to make a filter of that search. So I can choose Create a Filter. This looks similar to a search box, except when I enter from Pam has an attachment, then I click Next Step, and then I can perform an action on the results of this search. Maybe whenever I get a message from Pam with an attachment, I want to add a star. And I'll apply this filter to the 3 conversations below. So I've just combined a search and a filter. Now whenever a message comes in from Pam with an attachment, it will get a star. So that's how you use this advanced search options screen. Have you ever lost a message that you think should be in your mailbox but you can't find it? There are a couple reasons a message may get lost. It may have accidentally been marked as trash or as spam. It may have been muted, or perhaps the message is in the wrong label and you were looking for it in a different label. So here are some tips on finding lost messages. I just want to review. When you search your mailbox, you are searching the all mail. That includes your inbox and messages that you've archived. You are not by default searching your spam and trash. So if you search for a message and it's in your spam or trash, it will not come up in the search results. So you may want to go into your trash area, and then when you are in trash, notice that I'm in the trash area, then search for the phrase or words you're looking for. So these show me my daily agendas that are in the trash area, and I can do the same thing in spam. I can search within my spam area. Also, I can go into my Show Search Options, and instead of in the default all mail, I can search mail, spam, and trash. I want to remind you that if a message goes into spam and it shouldn't be in spam, select it and choose Not Spam, and that will teach Gmail, well, that sender is not a spam, so don't put those messages in spam. If someone sends you a message and it doesn't come through, do check your spam area. The message may have got caught up in spam, or if your organization is using Postini Message and Security, you should check your quarantine or talk to your admin, because perhaps the person who's sending you a message, their domain is blocked. Okay, and finally, what comes up a lot for me is that sometimes messages get muted. So muting a conversation in Gmail means that when you have a long conversation thread and you mute that conversation thread, that when new messages appear in the conversation thread, it will not appear as a new message in your mailbox. Or maybe you're part of a long conversation thread and it's really active and you're annoyed that it keeps coming into your inbox. You might mute that conversation. So I'll show you a message that I have muted by selecting is muted. So I have this message between Abraham, Chris, and Jeff. So if somebody else responds to this message, because this is muted, it won't appear in the top of my new mail list. Now, to unmute a message, I can select it and I will press the X by mute. To mute the message again, I press the keyboard shortcut M, and that message has been muted. Or you can also mute or unmute a message from the More Actions menu. So because the keyboard shortcut for muting a message is M, sometimes messages accidentally get muted by pressing the letter M and they don't show up in your search. So those are some tips for finding lost messages. Also, remember your spam messages are automatically deleted every 30 days. So if the message did go into spam and it's been over 30 days, the message was unfortunately automatically deleted. You can extend the Gmail search functionality to not only search your Gmail inbox and messages, but also your relevant docs and sites. Notice I've got this box here, search mail and docs. So if I search for the word agenda, not only do I receive messages that have the word agenda in it under mail, but if I scroll down, I also see docs and sites. So this is a document that has the word agenda, and these are 6 different presentations that have the word agenda either in the body or in the title. So this is a great way to quickly see results of not just messages, but also your docs and sites. I could then select the document and the document will open in a new tab. Also, I could decide to show only docs and sites results by selecting this link. And now I just see my docs and sites results. So again, this is a way to increase the functionality of your Google mailbox without even leaving the mail screen. Before, if I wanted to search my docs or sites, I would have to separately open up my docs tab and then do a search of docs. Then I'd also have to open up my sites tab and do a search of sites. But with this feature called App Search, I'm able to search right from my mailbox. So if you are using a Gmail address, you'll need to enable a lab called Apps Search. So the name of the lab is Apps Search, and you can enable that by going into Labs and selecting Enable by Apps Search. If you're using the Google Apps version of Gmail, meaning your email and your domain is controlled by an administrator, your administrator needs to turn on App Search. So if you're the administrator, this is what you do. You just go ahead and open your control panel, and I selected email from the settings area. Then I'll scroll down and make sure this box is checked by App Search to enable App Search across your domain. If for some reason you want to disable this feature, just uncheck the App Search checkbox. You always need to click Save Changes when you make a change to your email settings.